Hey, what's going on, traders? Welcome to another week. Welcome to the Forexcast. I'm going to be covering a few pairs, that I'm looking at for the week. First and foremost, I'm looking at, the fundamentals this week. I am a technical trader, but I like to see what's on the schedule when it comes to the economic fundamentals, because that's what drives some of the volume that we see in the market. Most of the time it's already priced in, but we look at some of these events to just see where some of the volume or volatility can be coming from. All right. So looking at investing.com, I see Monday. All right. We got some JPY. We got the policy statement for JPY. We got the euro. We got USD, durable goods. This is a big week because we also, especially for the dollar, because it's FOMC, the interest rate and the press conference, that's on Wednesday. All right. So we could see some volatility and some volume coming in to the dollar, to JPY. Also, we see Thursday, we got unemployment claims. All right. So for the most part, this is a heavy week for, seems like JPY and the US dollar. All right. So I just like to see where some of the potential values would come from. We also have some all new CPI on Tuesday. All right. So looking at this, starting with the DXY, I like to start and look at the dollar index if I'm looking at certain dollar currency pairs, because I like to see where's the volume at and what type of trend is the dollar looking like coming into this week. So we can see price has been just down in a downward spiral, downward trend from that high. So seeing this on a daily chart, we have really a bearish engulfing close that this daily formed here. So if we look at this, for me, there's no reason to be looking for any bullish pressure coming in the dollar just yet. Right now, price structure is just showing me straight downtrend. All right, we see a lower high here. Price broke this structure, pulled back slightly, and it continued to downward move. So even if price wanted to pull back some, but as long as we're holding, showing bearish pressure under this level, we could see another extended wave to the downside, all right, to start this week. So if we go, let's look at GBPAUD. So GA, this was a pair that, I gave this out, a signalist gave out. This went into 100 plus pips for us last week. But if we look at this on, let's say, the daily, what price did is price had a nice sell-off coming to this level, retesting this level of structure, also the previous lower high, and gave us a nice rejection. So I believe seeing such bearish pressure from that level, overall, my bias is still bearish here. It's just a matter of what price want to do here. So looking at this structure, we still could clearly see downtrend. We see the high, right? Lower high structure, price starting to form lower low structure here. So if this continues to just sell off here, breaking down, then we could see this continue to just give bearish sell opportunities on these pullbacks. All right, this could potentially come all the way back down to the support level, anywhere from 1.7770, all the way down to potentially 1.775 support. All right, because right now it's looking like price is actually retesting right here, so we could see this continue. All right, it's either it's going to just continue down early, or we could see a deeper pullback right before price continue. But overall, my bias is still bearish right there. All right, so if we look at GBPJPY, so looking at GJ, this you see here on the daily, we have a head and shoulders right here. All right, this peak of price, it's been in the uptrend overall, but price is looking like we can potentially reverse here. If we look at this on a weekly chart, zooming out, price came up, printed this bearish engulfing at the peak of his head. The head of that head and shoulders on the daily is actually in bearish engulfing here on the weekly. All right, then we see how this weekly candle, last week's candle just closed, right? A nice bearish rejection candle. So overall, it's looking like we could potentially get a reverse. So this is what I'm waiting for to look for any potential sells. You see, I got this trend line here from this point to this higher low. Price actually broke below that and broke below my level around 150. So this can potentially happen. We could either see price pull back some like it is now. We see where retest this trend line a bit and then potentially continue to sell off, or we could look for something like this. We could look for price to actually break this low this low right here that it made, the price continues to sell off here, then we can look for a potential retest opportunity there. So price continues to sell off, we can look for maybe some type of retest, continue to take price down. All right, my next target, first target here would be around here, around 148.5 support. Now price continues to break this lower high, then we can see this come all the way back down. We can see this come all the way back down to about 147.5 support. All right. So right now the bias is looking like bears. All right. You can even take this fib from here to there. And let's see if price want to pull back first. But as long as we get some type of correction and we continue to see bearish rejection, you know, my bias is going to be bearish. So we'll see how they open up the week. Euro USD. So Euro USD kept pumping, going along with the dollar weakness, right? So you see right here, overall on the daily, we see we're in the downtrend. At this high to this lower high, right? Price continued to break structure. And now we're having a deeper correction that's possibly just setting up for another lower high to give us another wave. But overall, you see we coming around this trend line I have as well. But overall, I see on the daily chart, price formed this bullish engulfing. So we had a pump up, pull back, and then bullish engulfing pump, break structure. So right now, this bias, just like the dollar, it's inverse of the dollar. So see, we just continued up. We broke up here, retested previous structure, which is here. Retested previous structure, found support, and continued up. So I'm looking for something similar. All right, I'm looking for something similar here. We could possibly see price come back and retest here, all right, and give us another bullish pump to the upside. So overall, early on in this week, I'm expecting a correction. On this correction, we could see one more move to the upside. Also, FOMC tends to give those strong volume, tends to come in heavy around FOMC. So we just got to be patient, you know, especially if you're looking to trade the dollar pairs, and just let it come to you and don't really chase price. All right, so looking at Euro NZD, overall Euro NZD looks to be setting up for buys. You see when price came down to this demand level, price had a big bounce from this demand level, impulse correction. So on that correction, price is starting to find some support, right? This is your impulse, this is your correction. That weekly candle closed like a bullish pin bar right there. So if we look at this on the daily chart, right, price had to move up, correction, move up. So now we back around this structure, holding support. So this is how I will look for a potential trade here. So if price breaks above this structure, all right, for me, that'll be an indication we're likely to go continue up higher. If you could get a retest here, that can be an opportunity for a potential buy up. All right, so let's say we get a pump above that level, price come back for the retest and reject. You can start looking for buys around here, all right, and TPs to the upside. All right, up towards this resistance. All right, so looking at USDCHF. So overall, price started really moving in this downtrend from this bearish engulfing on the weekly and just kept dropping from there. So right now, the bias is still bearish. You see here, price broke. It broke below this structure to the left, the structure support. And looking to the left, it broke back below this level of resistance. Price broke down, gave you that retest and rejected right there. So now this is how I will look. If I'm looking for a sell opportunity here, it's as simple as this. I would need to see a breaker structure. All right, you see prices clearly in this downtrend still, even on a 4-hour. So if we form a lower low right here, breaking structure, ideally, I will want to see some retest, some type of retest here, and that could be your sell opportunity to take it down lower, down towards 0.95 support. Looking at this structure to the left, we can look to take it around here. All right, so that can be the opportunity in USDCHF. GBPUSD, GU is not high on my list right now, but we were able to catch that sell as well. That was one of the signals that was given out in the private Discord. So when price came up, price came up to this level of resistance, we had a nice sell-off. So now price is at an interesting level. All right. Around this level, if price holds support, comes down here and still holds support, we could see it give us another move up. You know, this is just a tricky pair because right now the dollar's weak and then pounds also been weak. So it depends on, right now it's more so which weakness is going to outweigh the other. You know what I mean? Because this can very much come and hold support, find some bullish price action and continue up. But if this was to come down, breaking that, we could see, you know, more of a move down. If it was to break this trend line I have here, I probably would look to catch the pullbacks to take it down lower. So this one is, I'm neutral in this pair right now. So we'll just see how that develops. Euro AUD. Euro AUD is at an interesting level as well. I mean, it's pretty much in this range right now. This is a range. It's ranging right here between this daily range. All right. This has, depending on what the AUD is going to do, this could be similar to GA. Right here, like for this, I would say let it correct itself, but the price starts to give you strong sell-off here, right? Breaking down this bearish flag, then on the pullbacks, we could get an opportunity. All right, but I would like to see this maybe give us one more move up towards this supply level. Now, if it starts to reject and form bearish price action, we could look for potential sales there. But if it was to come up here, and actually break above this structure, then on a retest, we can look for potential opportunity for buys. GBPCAD, this is actually continuing. I would have liked to see more of a pullback on this, but you see strong move down, retest here, broke down, slight pullback here. This could be moving to come down here. All right. But if this was to give us a deeper pullback, that would be a better opportunity for another sell there. But right now, it's look like the bearish pressure is still strong. But once you get around here, it's going to be a breaker bounce. If it comes around here and forms some type of bullish price action, that could be opportunity for the buy. But if it breaks this structure, then on the pullbacks or retest, you can get even continued sell opportunity. Not all USD. All right, last one, GBPCHF. This pair has been really ranging a lot too, but you see this weekly candle on a retest form somewhat of a shooting star right there, bearish shooting star. So this is what we need to see to look for sales on GBPCHF. I need to see a break of this structure. If we get a break of this structure and a retest or a nice pullback opportunity, that could be an opportunity for continued sell. All right, so we'll see how to develop. So for the most part, a lot of these pairs already made their move. So we're just trying to catch the continuation moves. All right, so we just got to be patient and let price come to us.